All right, how are you guys? This is Sam Sim in the building, and I just want to just go ahead and just give my outlook. This will be a quick one on my views in regards to the strike on Syria last night, and also in regards to the attack on Tuesday night in Syria amongst the civilians, where they were gassed and poisoned. In case you haven't been watching the news, it's been plastered all over the news. CNN, Fox, MSNBC has been talking about it all morning long. In fact, I actually talked to a congresswoman about it as well, and you know, she actually thought that Trump wouldn't do it because Trump promised that he wouldn't. But when you're dealing with someone who last year around this time was a civilian in America, and all of a sudden he's reached the point of presidency. He tends to think like the rest of the civilians versus a politician. I had to get her to understand this. Um, the one thing I do know about Syria is, for the most part, the majority of the people there, they want to live in Syria. There's a lot of opposition within their own people, but for the most part, a lot of the citizens there, they don't want to become refugees. They don't want to come to America, and I honestly believe that. The gassing that happened on Tuesday, it kind of disturbed me because a lot of the footage that they were showing was children that were hurt, and maybe that had a lot to do with the propaganda that the media portrays. But it did touch my heart, and I figured that something needed to be done with it. I also explained to the congresswoman that this is something that could have been taken care of years ago. I mean, we've heard about these gassings and we heard about these attacks amongst the civilians in Syria for years, you know, and Obama did nothing. Obama skimmed the surface with that shit. And here all of a sudden Trump comes in and he's like, yeah, let's make it happen. So I give kudos to Trump for it. I still have my views in regards to America handling other countries' situations, but I'll say for the sake of humanity, it was a good move. You know, um, but the one thing about this whole situation is, if we could get ourselves in line as a nation and just leave a lot of the other crap alone, we'd be all right. We need help with this. Like, it can't be America doing this shit like solely by themselves or being on the front line anymore. We're going to definitely need some help from other places like I don't know, like Iraq, for instance. It would be a great deed. America needs to fall back on a lot of things. As being someone who's very very diverse in as far as politics is concerned. Another thing I would say about this is it's a good thing that the vast majority of people in Syria want to continue to live in their country versus being refugees here to America. I overheard Hillary say some shit. Hillary had a speech in Houston, Texas, and she's talking about one night the Republicans are talking about attacking Syria, and within the same paragraph, they're refusing to allow these refugees from places like Syria and Somalia to come over. Yeah, you damn right. I mean, those folks, those people there, if they are allowed any type of democracy, then they can potentially gain some type of stability within their own country, within their own community. We have bigger problems to worry about. We got North Korea to worry about. I never really hear these motherfuckers talk about North Korea where you have poison that's going on there. You have poison that's so slick. Well, all you have to do is put it on a handkerchief and pass through the airport and just swipe it on somebody's head, and boom, they're dead. I mean, we're dealing with a guy who, he doesn't give a fuck about his family. He can kill his own uncle at the split of a dime, split of a hat. Like, fuck it. So we have bigger problems to deal with, which is why we need more assistance, um, with our allies. Granted, I don't believe as a American citizen and also as a conservative, I don't believe that we should, share our military power, share our knowledge in regards to the military. Because if you notice, every administration, the views tend to change, and when the views tend to change, and the policies, we also have groups in other nations, leaders in other nations, who will ally themselves with our current executive team. So, with that being said, I'm pretty sure that Republicans and Democrats, the major majority of people in the United States would agree that North Korea would be a bigger problem than Syria would be. So that's why I would say, it's about time for Iraq to help stand up. We've been training these guys for some years now. Um, but the chemical attack on Tuesday was terrible, man. That shit kind of fucked me up, and I'm sorry for cussing, but you know, these children, they didn't deserve that. So I'll just go ahead and leave it right there. I agree with Donald Trump. And with that being said, I don't want this war to escalate itself where we have to, extend our hand any further than what we already have. So that's it. That's all I really wanted to say about it. I might get into more detail further, but I just wanted to just point it out that you get two different sides here. You get the far left, they're talking about, well, what are we going to do now that they've done this? I see some guys on the far left, they are agreeing with the situation, the humanity side of it. But, a lot of people on the right, they're like, yeah, but any other day, they're like, well, America, we need to worry about our own problems. And we do. We seriously do. So that's it, you guys. Just kind of like keep an eye out on what's going on in the news, and don't let this shit fool you at all. Don't let it fool you. And we still need to be more protective of our shit and our problems that we have going on. Sure, other countries have a lot of problems, but without a democracy, without the willing to operate in your own area, in your own environment, then you don't have an environment, you don't have a country. There is no nation. So that's it. I'm out. Going to kind of like edit a lot of this shit that I have with this congresswoman. We had a very, very long conversation once again, and we talked about her political party that she was transitioning to. Real talk, man. I mean, I even got some inside shit. But you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there and shit. And if you're in Ohio, if you're in Columbus, Ohio especially, stay warm. I don't know if it's going to get warmer tomorrow. I haven't watched the weather, but stay warm. And I'm out.